Hello everyone, I'm Businge Jenna. Our discussion for today is about infection prevention and control. So we are going to start by looking at the word infection, which simply means the invasion and multiplication of microorganism. When microorganism invades your body or go into your body, that's when we say someone is infected. Then the other term we are going to look at is a disease, which simply means harmful deviation from your normal state of life. Anything that diverts you from your normal state of life is called a disease. So in a disease, we have several signs and symptoms depending on the condition you're facing. And now let's see the infection control. Infection control, they are the policies and procedures we take to prevent the spread of infection. Infection control, which means the policies and procedures we take to prevent the spread of infections. The word policy simply means the guiding principles, and the procedures, they are the steps. So when we are getting an infection, there is that procedure, we can call it a chain. How it starts, enters your body, and the last stage. There are several of them, there are around 6. So we have the reservoir, the host, the port of entry, the port of exit, the mode of transmission, and the causative agent. The causative agent is anything that causes an infection. A reservoir, a place where microorganisms live. Port of exit, any body opening of an infected person. Port of entry, the body opening of infected person. And the mode of transmission is the way how diseases are transmitted from one person to another, or how germs, microorganisms, the bacteria, the viruses are transmitted from one person to another. So we have talked about them: the agent, the reservoir, the port of exit, the mode of transmission, port of entry, and susceptible host. So we are going to look at the modes of disease transmission, how we contact diseases. There are several, but for now we are going to talk about the contact, which could be direct or indirect. There is droplet, there is airborne, those conditions that move through air like the TBs. There are common vehicles and vectors like mosquito, the lice, and all the others. So when we get a disease, there are those processes that are involved from the time you're infected to the time you recover. So, and these processes are, we have the incubation period, the prodromal, the illness, the decline, and the convalescent. The incubation period, this is the time of exposure to the onset of the symptoms. That is the incubation period. Then the prodromal, here the signs and symptoms start to appear, but they're not clinically clear. You can't come to a conclusion that this patient is having malaria, is having TB, but you already have the signs, but they're not clear. Then the illness, here you have the signs and symptoms clear, and you can really differentiate from different conditions people experience. Then the decline, in the decline stage, here the symptoms starts to abate or disappear. Then the convalescent, here you're recovering. Then lastly, the interventions, what we do, what we can do to prevent the spread of infection. 1, we can do isolation, we can immunize, vaccinate, go for checkups in the hospitals. In case you don't feel fine, go for diagnosis and treatment. Go, they check you up and you get the treatment. Encourage health promotion, or do things that help you promote your health. And lastly, we use the personal protective equipment. Thank you so much. In summary, we have discussed about infection prevention and control, whereby we said infection control, they are the policies and procedures we take to prevent the spread of infections. And an infection, this is the invasion and multiplication of microorganisms, as well as a disease is anything that diverts you or your body from its normal state of life. Thank you so much.